grievances that they feel that they need to air on this auspicious occasion. And it's my job as Phil's brother Mark to start off. And it's lovely. It's been great to meet some old friends here, especially from Granville Park days. Phil and I were brought up in Granville Park in Orton, and Simon Shrouder here next door, and lived next door to us. And we used to get up to some real right old pranks. And Phil's leadership qualities came out at a very early age. You have no idea his skills at making a harebrained scheme sound absolutely logical and a must-do thing are legend. And also his, quite a lot of the games that Phil used to invent for me and Simon used to result in us being sold stuff. And you know, amazingly, with Phil going on to his salesman, and in fact, Simon's mum, Grace Shrouder, once said, if anybody could sell the proverbial snow to the Eskimos, it's Phil. And he certainly has gone on to do that and worse, I believe. Anyway, but obviously as well, we came to know Liz as we grew as young people, and Phil earned his spurs modifying the family car by rolling it over on numerous occasions. And then the one and only Dave Lloyd came into our lives, and we got into rock climbing, and I still have PTSD. You know, because Phil says, look, it's. And I know it's only 150 feet, but it's easy, honest. You actually, for some reason, you suspend your own judgment and you believe him, and pay the price afterwards. But I got to know my lovely wife Jen, who was teaching or learning to be a teacher at Edge Hill, and Phil learned the art of shinning up the drain pipes of John Dalton Hall, the ladies' hall, to get in to see this young lady that he'd met called Liz. And I knew that at some point I would get to know Liz, because one of my jobs as a younger brother was acting as a counselling facility for all Phil's ex-girlfriends whose hearts would be broken and who would come to see me to see, is there anything you could do to make Phil love me again? So I knew it in some form or another Liz would come and see me at some time, but obviously when Phil had played the field,
You do realise you're saying this, don't you?
I did say play the field and not plough the field. Now we've cleared that up anyway. And when I met Liz, I suddenly realised why Phil had found his soulmate, and we got to know each other, and it's been a great 40 years. And obviously, with there being 13 people who want to say something, we'll keep it short, so I won't go on too long from there. But obviously, Phil and Liz have been together for 40 years, or married for 40 years, and have been they've been great, haven't they? Your very presence here tonight is a tribute to their open door hospitality, and where they've always been there, and they are wonderful hosts and hostesses. They've been wonderful brother and sister. And I would just like, before we go further, if you've got any Prosecco left, you haven't swigged it all. Would you please raise your glasses to Phil and Liz? Phil and Liz! Now, I'm trying to go alphabetically, but we'll see how we go. Number 2 on the list. Here we go. Oh, one. Ah, yes. Chris Cheetham. Chris,
all I can really say is a lot of things that I think we'll hear from a lot of other people. I've known Chris for the best part of 2 decades now, and through all that, Auntie Liz and Uncle Phil, and it is Auntie Liz and Uncle Phil, have been very important to all of that, and there's several people on this table and that table over there would recognise it was Auntie Liz and Uncle Phil, and I've been very fortunate and very lucky to have them as guidance and influence and a very positive role model in my life, and I'm very lucky now that Joe is propagating something that will very, very positive influence.
Well done, Jim.
I could be the horticulture group about ploughing. Thank you very much for the very, very positive influence you've had on my life, and I am for that eternally grateful. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for letting your wife come out from under her perspex. Next, Danny Sexton. Danny.
I just want to say how much, whenever we turn up at your house, how much of it is a home to everybody here. Like, and I've stumbled in drunk and ended up saying to a hot water bottle in my bed. And you don't know how much that means to us as like everyone here that ends up rocking up at your house. The riff-raff that we are. And it's amazing. And I deal with married couples every day of my life, seeing them come together and going through that. And you are a role model to all of them. You really, really are. And I hope that their marriages last like yours do.
Next, the one and only Mr. David Lloyd.
I've known Phil and Liz since before Phil knew Liz.
Yes.
And I'm not going to dig any dirt, I'm sorry. There's no ploughing involved.
Is it harrowing?
Well, John's. But I would say I gave him a fortnight when I first saw him. And do you know what? I am so chuffed to have been proved so wrong. And I look forward to the next 40 years because they are one of the most lovely couples that I have ever met.
Thank you.
Next is Elizabeth, please. Thank you.
Goodness knows what I'm going to say. Elizabeth belonged to my brother John. So Elizabeth was named after me. I'm Elizabeth. I was very proud when that day happened. I've known her since the day she was born. And I've loved her every day since the day she was born.
You have.
Yes.
Obvious.
I have.
So obvious.
And I used to think, who's sitting on the Marion table? Who's sitting on the Marion was my mother. Elizabeth's grandma. And the people used to say to me, what was your mother like? What was your mother like? And my mother, I can only describe her as Mother Earth. She welcomed everybody to our home. Elizabeth was part of our home. She was my mother and father's baby, as well as John and Irene's baby. My father was called Norman, so if you're sitting on Norman's table, that was Elizabeth's granddad, my father. It was a very happy family. We were so close, and she's kept on this tradition.
Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth.
So well. I can't describe it. It's means so much to me that she's carried on what my mother started. And I wish them, and I was so pleased when she married Philip because Philip was all on the all the happiness in the next 40 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
And next is Emma. Emma.
I'm not going to follow that, I'm so sorry. So mine's a little bit cheesy because Phil and Liz, I call them Mother and Father Thomas. And I've been thinking and kind of worrying, thinking, what do I say? And I tried to sit down and plan it, and I couldn't. And in the end, it's just kind of come to me today when I was talking to Steve. So I was thinking about what I could say, and it made me think about when I was a little girl. And when I'm a little girl, when you think about marriage and about finding your Prince Charming and you happily ever after, I thought of Disney, and I think of Cinderella and your Prince Charming and Aladdin and Jasmine. A little bit older, I think of Buffy and Angel. A little bit older, than that, you think of Jane Eyre and, you know, Mr. Rochester, and then Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. But then it's only in the last few years, really, that I realised that even though I'll always love my books and I love my films, that it's Liz and Phil, isn't it? Like, that is happily ever after. That is what you want to achieve. It's not the books, it's not the films, it's just them, isn't it? And that's really, I just thank you for showing me that I've read so many books and watched so many films, but it's really from getting to know you two, really, I understand what happily ever after is, isn't it? So, cheers to that.
We're all right.
Composing.
Next is Kate, please. Kate.
I didn't put my name down.
Oh yes, a double act this one, sorry.
I didn't even put my name down.
Ray and Kate.
I didn't put my name down.
Well, you have now.
Strange.
Leave me.
Ladies first, go on then.
Oh God, don't put me on the spot. I'm just
All right,
crying.
I'll start off when you dry your eyes, right? Okay, so, I got to know Liz years ago now, isn't it?
Absolutely.
When we were singing in the community choir, that was the first time we met, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we went on and we joined another choir together, or rather you came into a choir that I was already in.
did.
Yeah. So we've been together for a while, singing, having a bit of a laugh, etc. And I've been listening to Liz all along the way about Phil constantly. Because Phil used to travel the world in his job. He was never at home much. And Liz would always talk about him, and it was quite obvious she missed him. And I thought that was lovely. Now, it became really apparent that since she met this man, this lovely fella, that she lived a bit of a charmed life. I think. And I think that was God's reason for putting me into Liz's life.
Together the bad with the good.
Yeah, exactly.
Contrast.
Because we do sort of clash occasionally, don't we? But
Occasionally, yeah.
and I think that makes it interesting. So, but what I wanted to say was, it's been lovely listening to, and it really has been lovely listening to you talking about Phil, when he's not been around, because I think that is a rare thing these days when somebody actually means so much to someone.
Yeah.
There's very few people I know that have been together as long as you two and still obviously love each other. And I think that's lovely.
Thank you.
No, I really do. So now that you're together all the time, you're basically fulfilling something that I suspected, because as soon as you told me that Phil was about to retire, I thought, we're going to see less and less of Liz now. she's going to be off holiday with Phil and making the most of it. And sure enough, that's the way it is. And my very best wishes to you, because I hope you continue to do so and enjoy yourselves, because I really do think you're a lovely, lovely couple, and I mean that sincerely. Are you going to say anything, Miss Ben? She's really quiet, this isn't like her at all.
I only sing, I don't do public
Sing it! Sing it!
I'm not singing it.
Can sing.
Sing anything. No. You know I love you. No, even the week before my wedding, I turned up at your house with a big meltdown. Do you remember? No, we love you, we do love you, and you mean the world to us, you know you do. And we'll miss you like crazy when we move, but we'll come down and see you all the time, I promise. And yeah, we love you. Thank you.
And next is Mandy, please.
Mandy.
Mandy.
All I'd like to say is just honoured that you're not just the parents of my best friend. Thank you for him, by the way. But you are classed as friend and extended family, and I love the fact that I can always come round and you've always got advice, or you I can round and have a tea, or there's always alcohol. Yeah. But I just like to say it's been amazing being part of everything, and best for everything. It's lovely seeing how it should be.
Oh, Mandy, thank you.
Paula Rowe, please.
There's a Kermit.
Maybe later. Well, to answer Liz and Uncle Phil, you've got a lot of friends and family here tonight, and even those that aren't related to you, we still call you Auntie Liz and Uncle Phil, because you make us feel like family.
And you are
And
family.
you're always there for us, even in the mornings, offering us food and drink, even if we're too hungover. And I speak for all of us when we say that we love you like you are family. And I hope you've had a fantastic day, and the best of the night even better.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, and we love you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Ramishran.
I just want to say, I can hardly believe that the little boy who got me into trouble on so many occasions, there were so many misdemeanours, and always came out smelling of roses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has done so well in life, and it's just fantastic to see. And the thing that I take away from you, Phil and Liz, is that whenever my candle's been burning a bit low in life, and I've thought, am I going the right direction? Am I making the right decisions? Am I doing the right things? Are we being as a family as we should be? I look across and see what you've achieved and what you're doing, and it gives me a compass in life. It gives me a moral thing of, yeah, I need to improve, I need to do this a bit better, because your guidance is fantastic and your example is fantastic. And all your friends who've said these things today testify to the fact that you've got it right as a couple. And I think that's just fantastic, and well done to you.
And Mr. Tom Alton, please.
No pressure.
Alright, so I just wanted to point out that you're genuinely two of the nicest, kindest people that I've ever met in my life. Whether it's a bottle of wine with dinner or something as big as a bloody holiday, man. Putting up a big party like this for all of us to be here, and I just kind of wanted to say on a public stage, I don't like cups of tea. You bring them to me when I'm hungover, and I drink them completely out of politeness. It's been 9 years, so I kind of feel like I need to yeah, so like everyone else is like your Uncle Phil and Auntie Liz, but to me you'll always be more than that, and I love you. You know I do. I love you all.
So you're hair of the dog man, are you?
100% of the time.
And Trish, would you like to say a word?
Hello. So Uncle Phil and Auntie Liz are actually my uncle. For 32 years. And so I met a man recently, and he's really awesome, and I'm going to introduce him to my family, and I'm going to try not to cry today. I'm so going to cry. So I have 2 brothers and a sister, but when I introduce my family, I also have another 2 brothers. I have Chris and I have Dave, and I love them like brothers. And every year we go to Uncle Phil on Boxing Day, and when we were younger, me and Chris was my best friend when I was younger. He's still my best friends, I love him so much. And we went to Canada one year, and as we were going through the airport, the security man stopped us and he said, to Auntie Liz, is this your daughter? And she said, yes, this is my daughter. And she said that she was proud of saying I was her daughter. And I didn't say anything either, because I was proud to have her as my adopted mum. And there are many people that you meet in life who talk about their auntie and uncle, who are just their auntie and uncle. But I'm just as close to them as I am the rest of my family. And dear God, I love you. And I'm Chris and Dave. I won the lottery.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are also my actual auntie. When you go back, I mean, I'm 35 now, and you go back through the years, and things become misty and more misty and more misty as you go back.
That helps, Mike.
But there's certain things that stand out that are really, really memorable. And all of our interactions with Auntie Liz and Uncle Phil are always... I didn't want to bring that up. Apart from the near arrest that me and Dave have had a couple of times, they've always been...
You moved away.
I swear all of the interactions have stood out for me and have been absolute sparkling gems.
Thank you, Mark.
And now, David.
Okay. Well, I'm so proud to have the best mum and dad, the happiest childhood I could have ever imagined. How Dad met Mum at Edge Hill, which was near the coast, and they used to like to walk
I know where it's going with it.
down the coast and into the sand dunes at times, I believe.
Be careful!
It's still tangible to the will. Be careful.
I think it plays on to know where I was conceived. I say it comes out every time I go to Formby. I work there. I have genuinely had a wonderful, wonderful childhood. Very close to my dad growing up. Racing with slot cars and mountain climbing and scaring the crap out of me. And having such a wonderful mum to worry and ground me every time I didn't return before a certain time. I love to explore. I now understand why. But so proud to call your sons. Happy birthday.